Throggs Community Action Partnership has developed the Risk is Real campaign. It's dedicated to talking with teens and increasing awareness of the risks involved with alcohol consumption. Joining us to share more about the campaign and their efforts to eliminate underage drinking is Counselor Catherine Mulvaney, students Kimberly Sianka, Joanna Rabasa, Jasmine Morales, I should say, and Naomi Hilario. We welcome them all to the show. Try saying all that once, try saying all that twice. You might mess it up. Glad to have you guys.
Thank you.
And also joining us via Skype, as we said, is Kimberly Sianka. She's from Lehman High School and the Throggs Community Action Partnership. So talk to us about this here, because as we're looking, we want to talk about underage drinking. It's prom season. You guys are really proactive in getting the message out.
Right. Throggs Community Action Partnership developed a website or a campaign, the Risk is Real campaign, to make parents and the community aware of underage drinking and the problems with underage drinking in the community. So the students became involved. They did what they call bottle tagging, going out to some of the stores and putting what they call bottle tags on alcohol, beer in the stores, which had a message on it letting parents know about the risk for their children, and also hanging posters in some of the stores in the neighborhood. We in our community near Preston High School went into about 15 different stores and posters and bottle tagged there.
Mm-hmm. So how big is bottle tagging from your guys' perspective as a young person going around? How big is it?
I think it's pretty big, because I think it's important to raise awareness against drinking, not only to the students but to the parents also, because some parents aren't fully aware of what their kids are doing. Some parents permit that their kids drink because they believe that if they let them drink themselves, they won't go out and do it like outside the house, but that's a misconception, because when drinking starts in the house, it's prone to go outside the house too. Mm-hmm. So
you guys take to the streets. Tell us a little bit about what you did in the street.
We basically went to different stores and we asked if we could put the tag up, which is where the awareness of preventing underage drinking.
Kimberly is joining us, Kimberly Sianka. We've got her via Skype as well, and we're going to bring Kimberly into the conversation right now. And excuse me, Kimberly, as you look and we talk about this situation of underage drinking, obviously we know a lot of young people engage in underage drinking. How effective do you think the message is getting out there?
It is effective. In the store there was morning, and there aren't stations covering this, and I know it's letting it. And of course, the most important aspect of this is that parents are aware and students are becoming more aware.
And so when we talk about this here, what do you want to see happen as far as parents getting the message, teachers getting the message, students getting the message? Do you feel like the message is really getting out?
I feel like the message is getting out, but not as much as it should be, because most adults nowadays, they just ignore the fact that underage kids are drinking. And I feel like they should open up their eyes more, and they should realize what's really going on and what's happening, because what they're doing is damaging the future for us.
And so when we look about bottle tagging, we had students from a couple of schools, and you placed tags designed on bottles of alcoholic beverages that remind adults not to buy alcohol for minors and merchants not to sell to minors. When this process goes on, what's the response like pretty much out there in the street?
Well, from the merchants themselves, one of the things we talked about before going out was how would merchants respond, a little nervous about would they say, no, we don't want that in the store. But from all of the merchants that we went into, they were very positive, and they allowed us to go into one of the large refrigerator sections and put the bottle tags on the bottles, and they were very positive, which was a great thing. So it allows us to get the message out to more people in the community.
Mm-hmm. Kimberly, I want to go back to you for a second, because when you talk about getting the message out to young people, how can young people become more engaged in this bottle tagging project, as well as just the whole speaking out against underage drinking?
I mean, here I'm working with my advisor here from the National Honor Society, and we actually do volunteer work. So getting more students to go out in their own communities, not just Throggs Neck area, would be really beneficial. I believe my advisor here could speak to it too.
If anyone is interested in doing something like this, the best way to go about it would really be to contact somebody at the school. Here at Lehman High School, we have the National Honor Society that is part of this program. And we get the students as actively involved in the community as we can, because we want to empower them as much as we can and make them realize that their voices can be heard. So anyone who wants to share and be part of something like this should really look into it at their schools.
How do you guys feel participating in a program such as this? Obviously, there are a lot of activities that you could be involved in, but to be involved at this level, talking about bottle tagging, let me go around.
Okay. I'm going to be completely honest. At first, I did it because I needed service hours. But, I mean, as I started doing it, I became more interested, and then I realized that it is a really big problem, and it's something that we really need to address. Because, I mean, that's just about it.
Okay.
I think it's like I wanted to participate in this because it's important for everybody for this to get out there, and not only for like the people buying the drinks and the things in the store, but also for us to transmit the message to our friends, because I mean our friends, like, we know people who do drink and stuff,
right.
So it's important to get the message out there to them also.
Okay.
I feel like it's a great opportunity because we get the chance to take action and stand against underage drinking. So we get a voice and we try to prevent it.
Mm-hmm. And there is an element of social involvement that now we're engaging students and young people in a social message,
Right.
and not just a social message, but to have the ability to really take a stand for something that is very, very popular amongst their population. What's the response like when you're trying to corral young people in and say, listen, this is an endeavor we want you to take part in?
Well, it's very interesting because some of the things I invited students to take a look at the website, because there is the website, theriskisreal.org, and part of it, the response was, I asked them, what did you learn, what did you get from that? And they were like, wow, I didn't know that there was a large percentage of girls drinking, and and then some parents and the responses to the videos that are on the website. They were really opened up their eyes, and looking at them, some of the responses that they wrote down, they wrote the feedback. It was really great because they learned some things, and they were like, yeah, I want to talk to my parent. I will look at the website again. I will talk to my friends. I will talk to my parents about it. So a really good response, and really they were opened up to it.
And Kim, before I turn this segment over and we close out this segment, what advice do you have for students who want to get involved in this, or students who are watching right now and saying, this is something I might want to do?
It's a great opportunity. Go online, contact your principal or any advisors that are willing to go with you. And truly, if you have an alcoholic problem in the family, it's a soothing thing. It's not just for community service. So it's great. Just get involved.
Alrighty, and so you guys continue the conversation, and is the conversation a little bit easier amongst your peers now that you've done this to talk about underage drinking?
Yes.
And what's the response like with them, real quick? How do they feel when you talk to them about it?
It's kind of like, you don't know what you're going to expect, but most of them do respond to it in a positive way.
Do they keep it real?
Yes, they do. And I mean, everybody wants to be informed and interested about this type of stuff.
All right. Well, ladies, we thank you so much for coming to share it. Best wishes and congratulations on your endeavor. Continue to keep up the good work that you're doing, not just in your school, but in your community as well. Thank you.
Thank you.
Thank you.
Kim, thank you so much for joining us via Skype.